I have somebody stalking and harassing me on Twitter, and they're trying to prove that I'm a scammer, that I'm not actually disabled and I don't actually have need and shouldn't be asking for mutual aid. And their argument for their behavior is that they used to be homeless. They grew up homeless. So they're trying to protect people who have real need. I have two things to say to that. The first is I don't owe anybody an explanation. I'm asking for help. Either you give it or you keep scrolling. And two, if you actually grew up homeless and you are spending your time harassing people asking for help, doing everything in your power to try to prevent them from getting help, you are only condemning people to the fate you supposedly grew up in. Because every unmet need is a slippery slope. I am already technically homeless because I am being sheltered by other people. I cannot afford my own shelter. And these people want to spend their time trying to convince other people not to help me get my needs met so that my circumstances get worse. I don't know who needs to hear this video, but I needed to make this video. If you find yourself aligning with people who are like, this is a scam, they're not really disabled, take a step back and analyze where that's coming from and analyze what the repercussions will be. Because it is more likely that somebody has actual need when they are asking for help, because it is so hard to ask for help in this society. Like, this is what happens when you ask for help. You literally get stalked and harassed and doxxed and called slurs. I'm surprised I haven't been swatted at this point, genuinely. If you find yourself aligning with people like that, you need to step back. You need to analyze where that's coming from. Because it's fascism and it's eugenics. It is toxic individuality associated with capitalism and colonialism and white supremacy and patriarchy. It is abusive. It is harmful. People are more likely to have need than to be scamming you by asking for help in a Twitter post. People don't scam that way. Some people do. But they're more likely to come in your DMs and be like, do you need help? Let me send $100 to your Cash App, but you send me 50 back. The real scammers are the politicians y'all fight about who is less evil every 4 years, or every 2 years, or every 6 months. I don't care. The real scammers are in the White House. The real scammers are trillionaires. Real scammers are Taylor Swift and the guy that runs Amazon. There are people exploiting you and extracting your labor, stealing your money actively, daily. But it's easier to punch down. It's easier to harass and stalk disabled, chronically ill, multiply marginal people asking for help to survive capitalism. Did you know that you cannot survive capitalism if you don't have money? Preventing people from getting money in a capitalist system where even working people are not being able to get their needs met right now? Do you think you're a good person? How do you genuinely think you are doing good work? And if you do, even after all of this, like, even after all of that, if you're still playing this game of trying to prevent people from getting their needs met because they're not meeting your standard for survival, which is just eugenics, I don't know. At the end of the day, if you are fighting that hard on behalf of eugenics, you're a Nazi. And what do we say, class? The best Nazi is what? Right. Like, I'm over this shit. It's not just happening to me. Everyone I know who is asking for help, who is multiply marginal, multiply oppressed in this system, and on the verge of dying, literally, of unmet needs, is being harassed for asking for help, being called a scammer, being told they are not disabled or vulnerable enough to be asking for help, being told that they are lying. Y'all don't like the system we're in. You hate capitalism, you hate having to compete because you resent people who point out the flaws in the system, who hold a mirror up and say, look, this isn't working. This is bad. Bad stuff happens because of this. And instead of saying, yeah, actually, it is bad, you dig in and you call the mirror bad, as if the mirror isn't reflecting what you are doing back to you. I don't know if that metaphor was solid. It's late and I'm tired. It felt good while I said it. I'm going to put my cash links on screen. My brother and I are disabled and chronically ill and multiply marginal in other ways. We are oppressed in a white supremacist, patriarchal, colonial, capitalist system. We have a $300 weekly need for essentials. This week, it's $100 short. I am not exaggerating when I say we could always use $50. For 2 disabled adults, that's not much. If you have anything to spare, please spare it. If you've watched this far, you're incredible. Don't harass people asking for help, okay? If you don't like what you see, keep scrolling. Don't be a cop. Don't be a fascist. Don't be a Nazi. People are dying. You don't want to be complicit in that. And if you do, then you need to accept that you are a fascist Nazi cop, okay? And the repercussions for that are coming your way.